thing I do know is that it's time to come home. And with Hashem's help, I want to try to share in the time that we have right now, as concisely as I can, just a little bit of why I feel this way. And I want to share with you the reason that, despite knowing that Chabad are not huge Aliyah advocates, obviously, Jeremy said that. He's like, "What did you expect of him? What did you know he's Chabad, right?" I really did believe that Rav Manis Friedman was going to respond, "Yes, of course, every Jew should make Aliyah right now." I really thought he was going to do that. So, the main reason is just intuitive, right? Sometimes I feel like what we Jews can get so lost in our mental gymnastics around an issue that we can, as they say, lose the forest and the trees, right? We get so lost in the halachic question of Jewish law, whether it's a mitzvah to live in the land of Israel. Spoiler alert, it absolutely is. But the point is that we can get so lost in whether we need to live in Israel that we don't take a moment to ask ourselves whether we should live in Israel. Is it the right thing to do? Does Hashem want us to be in Israel? Is it something that we should at the very least want to do? Should we yearn to be living in the land of Israel? I mean, for thousands of years we've been praying, V'Yerushalayim ircha barachamim tashuv. Hashem, please, Hashem, in your abundant mercy, please return us to your holy city, Jerusalem. 3 times a day we're praying this, and hundreds of others like it. Believe me, I've cut out a lot from what I wanted to bring up in this fellowship right now, because there's just so much. That's what it's all about. That's what the whole Jewish dreams and aspirations are about. We're constantly praying throughout the day for it, and now all it takes is to call it Nefesh B'Nefesh, sign up for Aliyah, get a free ticket on El Al, and you're here. Right? I'm not trying to minimize the difficulty. I just spent much of Shabbat talking with this sweet, holy Jew, married, 3 kids, and he wants to make Aliyah, but he's just not ready to do it. We spoke for hours, and I really do understand him. There's so many challenges, and I really saw the fear in his eyes. The kids and their schools and their acclamation, giving up on his job and not knowing whether there's going to be another job in Israel to take its place, language, parents, family. There is so much, right? It's giving up a life of perceived security for one of fear and doubt and just question marks. The whole thing is one big question mark. I get it, but there comes a time when you have no choice, that you have to do what you have to do. And the point I'm trying to make is that in all of Jewish history, it's never been so easy to actually make the move, at least for the time being. And I can't help but to think, I may have mentioned this before, that what happened with Corona, when the gates shut to Israel and Jews couldn't go to Israel for months if they wanted to, that may have been some sort of preview, warning, that can happen like that at the drop of a hat. And right now it's so easy, and it may overnight become so hard, even impossible. I mean, people used to die on their journeys to the land of Israel. Jeremy's grandfather walked from Bialystok, Russia to Israel. And now all we have to do is show up a few hours early to the airport, and we're not doing it. I was actually just sent a new commercial put out by El Al, Israel's national airline, El Al. Check this out. So they're on their post-army trek. Probably Thailand or India or whatever, and they get notifications on their cell phone about the war. And so they get on the bus and they get on the first flight back to Israel. Which is probably El Al, because when other airlines stop flying to Israel, El Al is the last one that keeps them going.
I have to be honest, when I first saw that commercial for LL, I actually cried a little bit. And I was like, that is ridiculous. I'm watching a commercial for an airline as if I've ever watched like a Delta commercial. And it's like, I don't know. And I'm watching how they like, they're like in Thailand on a vacation and they hear what's happening and they all just rush home and they join the army. And like, it's like the story of the Jewish people through our Jewish airline LL. And an airline commercial made me cry a little bit.